everyone, and welcome back to Frequency Writer, Color the Magic, and Whole Soul Mastery. I'm Marie Mohler, and I'm an author, a creative spirit, and a cosmic messenger of living a rich, inspired, empowered, authentic, and divine life. And we're going to be talking about the 10th stage of the hero's journey, the road back. We're going to be talking about daring to be great, to borrow some insights from Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker. We're also going to be talking about expressing our unique talents, stepping into our authenticity, because we are the change makers in this decade of ascension change. So let's talk about these energies as we are on the cusp of December 2024. We are rounding out Q4 of 2024. We know we are in this decade of epic ascension. And I want to thank you for joining me today for these messages and insights that may help to empower you in your creative hero's ascension journey, because we are all in this state of epic change. We are all in this state of divine transformation, really returning to that which we always were. We are clearing away the cobwebs of the costumes that we've been wearing in a false 3D matrix. And we are learning how to get more and more comfortable with trusting our soul, our spirit, for the information and the insights that we need, and not things outside of ourselves. So thank you for joining me today, and let's take a deeper dive into the insights and inspirations for December 2024 and this holiday season. Okay, just for a quick review, we're going to be talking about the road back, which is stage 10 in the hero's journey as outlined by Joseph Campbell. We're going to be talking about daring to be the greatness that you are. We're going to be talking about returning to the garden. It's Eden time. That's been a theme that I really spotlighted in the last video, and it's going to be a message that we're going to be talking about here on this channel for the times to come. And also, we're going to be talking about expressing your unique talents, expressing your distinction, your authenticity, your gifts, right? The reason for why you came to the earth at this particular time, because we are the change makers in this decade of ascension, in this century of ascension. We are the ones who came to be the change that we truly want to see in God's divine creation, which means flipping the tables on the serpent's matrix, flipping the tables on that 3D illusion, and ushering in the true garden and the true nature of God inside ourselves first. And then we'll see it reflected in the world around us. So these are very exciting times. These are very potent times. These can be very stressful times if we're answering to the whispers and the whacks of the ego. And the ego is something that lives inside us. So other things we can set boundaries with and step away. But the real work, the inner work, is working to clear away the ego that really is a slice of mind completely usurped by the serpent. We're going to be talking more about that today and some other things. So here we are in the big picture review. I want to wish a happy Thanksgiving to all those in the United States celebrating with family and friends and loved ones, and all, truly all, in a heartstream of appreciation throughout the world. So I just hope you have a beautiful time gathered with the people that you love for a nourishing meal and spending some time appreciating what is good in your life. What are the good things that have manifested in your life in the last year? And if that's a struggle for you, it might be a good challenge to really tune into something that was beautiful. Could have been a sunrise. Oftentimes, the things that we can have the deepest appreciation for are the intangibles, are the connections that we have, the kindness of a stranger at the store, the blessings of a good friendship where you can be who you really are and speak openly about your thoughts and the things that you're journeying through, right? An authentic relationship with yourself is something to appreciate. So some people might say, I'm really challenged to find something I can appreciate. And they tend to have the measuring scale, right? The litmus test for that as something from the 3D matrix, right? That would tell you if you're good enough or tell you if you're having a good life. But if you are waking up and you are breathing and you are able to walk outside and be in nature for 5 minutes, that is something to appreciate. There are so many glorious things in our world, in our lives, that we need to almost find a way to return to the simplicity that Source gifts us in a complicated and complex and serpent-infested world. It's retraining our vision to look for the goodness, the sweetness, the blessing-filled experiences that are there for us all day, every day. And Source is in communication with you all the time, wanting to partner with you in this life, in this world, in these times through the breath, right? It's your conscious breathing and your intention to connect with Source that gives you all of those blessings. These are things to appreciate. So I hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving with yourself, with your family, with your loved ones, and people in other parts of the world that don't necessarily celebrate Thanksgiving the way we do in the US. I invite you to take a moment and find a simple appreciation in your life for something today, something yesterday, something tomorrow that hasn't yet been made manifest in the physical, but it's being made manifest through your intentions. And something perhaps in the last year, something that came unexpectedly that was an unexpected blessing, right? Maybe it's just a sunrise or a beautiful snow or a beautiful time this summer that you had when all the flowers were in bloom. We are challenged and tasked with finding God in the world around us, even though we are still seeing a lot of evidence of the serpent's matrix that is now more and more merely a shell of what once was. And you can appreciate that. You can appreciate that the serpent is on his way out, but still also very much here. And we need to stay aware. So we are still in the in-between times. We are still in between the serpent's matrix that was fully operational and God's true creation that is being ushered in exponential quantum speeds. We are the in-betweeners. We are the ones who are ushering this in. And it's our faith and fortitude that's calling God's true creation in more and more and more through our belief, through our knowing, and through our remembrance of it. So yes, definitely the world is changing and we are the change makers. And we're going to be spotlighting the insights from Joseph Campbell about the road back, stage 10 of the hero's journey. I'm going to talk about the hero's journey throughout this conversation today because I do think that there's a bigger story about the hero's journey and the heroine's journey that has yet to be told, that has yet to be woven into an identifiable conversation and path for the ascension hero. But with that, we're going to talk about the road back. We're going to talk about Joseph Campbell's stages of the hero's journey. We're going to be talking about how it's Eden time, the return to the garden, the real time road back that's inviting all of us. Because I truly believe as we ascend, there are higher and higher and higher perspectives and higher integrations that are summoning all of us. Isn't it interesting that the ordeal, that stage, seemed to sync up with the US election here? And it seems that the road back is syncing up with this call to return to the garden. What's the road back? In my opinion, it's a much bigger picture than Joseph Campbell paints. And I still need time on my own canvas to paint that picture and explain and share some of the insights that I'm feeling about that return. But the road back, at the very least, Joseph Campbell's language is paralleling, and I didn't plan this at all weeks back when I started and made the shifts in the messages I'm bringing to you, but I find it fascinating that it organically, divinely is being orchestrated to sync up, that we're talking about the road back of Joseph Campbell's stages of the hero's journey, and we're talking about the return to the garden in the ascension stages of the ascension hero's journey. And that is truly inviting all of us. We're going to talk about more of that today. And we're going to be talking about that we are tasked in this journey of ascension to continue to clear the cobwebs and the fog from our soul sight. And that means continuing to clear our thoughts, our feelings, our reactions, choosing more consciously responses. And all of this involves the ego, involves the mind, right? Because that's the slice of our divinity that was usurped by the serpent. We're going to talk more about that today, but I'm planting seeds. We want to continue to clear those cobwebs and that fog from our soul sight so that we can see the truth and the clarity of our divinity. And so that we can remember through the holidays, which can often bring beautiful experiences, but it can also trigger stress and overwhelm and triggers, right, of old patterns and pathways. So we want to remember through the holidays who we really are and why we are really here. So those are just a few things I wanted to seed in the big picture review of what we're going to talk about today. And now I want to talk about Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker's insights, and I'm going to borrow from some of her timeless teachings. She offered many messages about us daring to be great. We're going to review some of the insights from her book, Dare to Be Great. It calls us to be aware of the ways we play small and the ego within us that serves the serpent matrix through eons old 3D contracts. That's my language and summation of some of what she's sharing in her book, but I feel that very strongly. She's inviting us to, break out of the smallness that we live and live your gifts, live your talents, right? Express yourself. The soul within us loves expansion, not contraction. And one of the ways that we expand, as Terry teaches, is to embrace our weird. She's got some great videos on her YouTube channel about that. We have to embrace our distinction, that which makes us unique. In the light of that freedom and that expansive breathing, we break contract with the serpent and we stand in our true divine power. So, of course, I'm blending some of Terry's insights with some of my own language, and hopefully that merger, that convergence will speak to something that may resonate for you as well. As 2024 comes to a close next month, what steps are you taking to listen for your inner spark, your greatness that seeks to express in your life every day, and for your innate power to be you in these times of great change on our world? Conformity and playing small in the serpent's poor replica of the true creation are crumbling as a way of life and a way of being. Being you is the true power of Creator shining in you. Find ways to explore that, breathe that, to be you. That's how we shake up and break up the serpent's matrix, is we step out of the boxes that were so given to us. We are stepping out of the molds given to us about how big our light can shine, about how much we can accomplish, about our unlimited potential. They still put limits on it. Through ideas of scarcity and lack and conformity and fear of not following the rules. I'm not saying going rogue and being disruptive to systems, but I am saying let's get in touch with who we really are. Let's pay attention to the ego conditionings that flow through our minds and our bodies and our energy fields every day. The vast amount of dis-ease on the planet and the unease on the planet tells us that many of us on this planet are living lives where our soul is constricted, it's contracted, and it's not just systems outside of us, it's the ego inside of us that is under contract with the serpent. How do we break contract? We start to increase our awareness, right? We increase our soul's awareness, we increase our self-awareness, we engage a willingness to expand and to break contract, to be you, right? To be who we are, to consciously breathe, to talk with God, to know that anything is possible and that God's specialty is the impossible. The serpent doesn't want us to know that and has done so much to edge God out, which is what ego can stand for in those three letters, EGO, edging God out. We want to invite God in. Almost we need an EG. IGI, inviting God in. So let's play with that consciousness in the next few weeks until we meet again in December. So first up, I have a couple of quotes from Joseph Campbell. This first message from Joseph Campbell that I do appreciate. He says, "You are more than you think you are. There are dimensions of your being and a potential for realization and consciousness that are not included in your concept of yourself. Your life is much deeper and broader than you conceive it to be here. What you are living is but a fractional inkling of what is really within you, what gives you life, breadth, and depth. We are so much more. We are so much more. And I feel like this time in the mid 2020s of this ascension decade, it is time to go out into expansive fields like this woman, right? Open our hearts and our souls to some deep conscious breathing and open ourselves to the moreness that wants to express through us and to let go and release any alignments or affiliations or acquiescence to the smallness that we have been. We are going to see more change unfolding in the world. I do think that there's going to be a lot more layoffs and job closings because I think the time has come for the 9 to 5 enslavement to come to a close and for people to tap into their divine essence, to have more leisure time, to actually feel what that is, and to live the gifts that you have that are no longer work but only play. We have not been given that opportunity in centuries and centuries of time because we've been in a debt slave system since Babylonian times. And the more we embrace the opportunity to tune into what we're passionate about, tune into our truest talents. Some people may love the job that they're in, and if that's for you, maybe that job will still exist, or there'll be other jobs that you can move into, because if those are your truest talents and that's how you love to express your talents, and you don't feel limited and lack in any way, and it is a true match, then that's going to keep opening for you if you believe it's going to keep opening for you. I believe that there's a lot of people in the world living paycheck to paycheck, or that are living and participating in jobs that they don't really want. Somebody once said job means just over broke. And I don't think that just means financially. I think that means spiritual indebtedness. I think we've just been a slave to the system, the serpent system, for so long. Isn't it time that we feel like this woman on the screen? Isn't it time that everybody gets to feel what is really theirs to do, what their divine mission, instead of, coping in a serpent's matrix? Feel the difference of that, of like coping and just getting by in the serpent's matrix that chips away at your soul every day. Or the other alternative is to invite God in, e.g., let's just call it that for now, and really celebrate and honor the divine spark and soul that you are, that when your DNA fully comes online, which I think there's going to be healing technologies that allow that to happen, that support us to activate all of that dormant DNA. When we awaken that dormant divine DNA, there is something magical that is going to take place. And we will kind of do like shake our heads and be like, blah, 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 blah. We will shake our heads and be like, how did I ever squeeze this bigness of me, this divinity, this expansive soul essence that Source Creator created so that we could be divine creators of the universe into this little cubicle job that works for 10 or 20 or $100 an hour. It doesn't matter the hourly rate. If you're squeezed and small and contracted, you're not being your true self. So it doesn't matter what salary you might be earning. If you're selling your soul into the matrix for the debt slavement system that we all live in, that's not really living. Why are we on the road back? Why are we truly, in my opinion, on the ascension journey, the return to the garden? Because in the garden, we don't slave. There is no debt. There is no debt slavement system. We are free. We are free. That's the energy of this woman on the screen. And in many ways, that's the energy of this quote that I'm bringing forth from Joseph Campbell today, that you are more than you think you are. There are dimensions of your being and potential for realization and consciousness that are not included in your current concept of yourself, basically, right? Your life is much deeper and broader than you conceive it to be here. So expand, allow the crumblings that are happening in the systems where there's more layoffs, there's more things changing, there's more banks closing, there's more evidence of new currencies emerging, there's more evidence of a new something emerging out of the crumbling, aging, antiquated old systems that weren't legitimate systems in the first place. They were just usurped systems that the serpent put into place through minions who are willing to replicate, copy basically God's creation, but for its agendas, and through souls through time who've surrendered and acquiesced to be the minions of the matrix. This is what we have left. We have this system of debt slavement. But in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I don't want this all to be sort of shadowy and unpleasant conversation. What I really want to say is we are so much bigger than we have been led to believe that we are. And we have to challenge or at least examine the self-concept that we're carrying around. Who are you? Who am I? Who are you at soul level? Who is your soul, right? Who are you beyond the identity that's been given to you and that you might even have embraced through the lenses of your ego that is still serving a serpent matrix? Who are you really Beyond that contract with the serpent, beyond that contract with the 3D matrix, who are you? What are your talents truly meant for in a true Eden, in a true garden, in a true timeline of total freedom? Who are you? It's a great question. And this quote from Joseph Campbell emulates that in some ways. So, this second quote from Joseph Campbell says, "The hero journey is inside of you. Tear off the veils and open the mystery of yourself." And I chose this image of this person leaping because that's us. We're kind of midair. We've been in the in-between times for a long time. Many of you who've listened to my messages for a long time, there are a lot of messages coming through about that, the in-between times. I think we are kind of suspended in air. And if we will trust that, if we will know that God is leading us forward, but God is leaping with us forward in time out of this game and 3D matrix and wormhole of time, the beauty is that we're going to something extraordinary of who we once were before we fell from grace, if you will, in the biblical story of Adam and Eve, and the fall from grace and the ensuing devolvement and descension since that garden. But many of us remember the garden if we just give ourselves permission to do so. Many of us on the ascension trail, on the ascension path, that journey that keeps leading us forward, right? That's calling us home. There's a beat, there's a heartbeat to that. There's a memory. There's something that's saying, I remember something more. I remember something bigger. Are we truly meant to live these cubicle lives where we're slaves to taxes and serpent taxation and all the games that have been played with elections and all the fraud and all the things that have been taking place, not just the last 10 years, but for decades, if not centuries? This whole psyops since the garden has been rigged. We talked about psyops in the last video. I mentioned that movie Operation Mincemeat. It's a good one to watch if you want to understand how a psyop is born. This whole realm has been a psyop, and people have been playing this game of being separated from source ever since that fall from grace. The hero's journey is inside of us. We do need to tear off the veils and open to the mystery of ourself. I would say open to the mystery of our soul, not just ourself. That's why I see a bigger picture than some of the teachings that Joseph Campbell brought through that have been very helpful. But I think the hero's journey in that conversation needs an evolution. I've been talking about that with Justy Renson in some of our podcasts, and I think we will continue to talk about that. She's bringing in the divine heroine's journey, and there's a beauty to that. And then what I want to do is take the insights of the hero's journey and the insights of the heroine's journey, and I truly believe there's this evolution and there's this emergence of the ascension hero's journey, because that is what's most relevant to all of us, but a lot of people are not awake to that. But if you're listening to a video like this, you have some awareness that we are in a time of epic change. We are in a time of ascensionary change. And to borrow from Dr. Paul Panzica, he would say, we are in a time of transfiguration, transformation, transcendence. We are moving from one timeline into a whole other dimensional reality. And that's the beautiful thing. We've already lived the fall. So now we're here to live the rise. So speaking of rising, I have several quotes. I have 4 quotes now from Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker. I pulled these from her book, Dare to Be Great, 7 Steps to Spiritual and Material Riches. And this is the first one. She says, if you desire to fully express your talents, build your dreams into reality, associate with successful, high-minded people, travel to the most beautiful places in the world, have inner peace, be spiritually enlightened, have wealth, own a lovely home, be happy in your relationships, do wonderful works that make a difference and help others, or receive community and global recognition for your talents and contributions to society, then you will have to dare to be great. I love that from Terry. That is so expansive. There's so much. Doesn't the soul in you resonate with each element that she talked about? I think she captured the dream of the human experience to fully express our talents, to be in full self-expression. full soul expression, to build our dreams into a reality, to basically associate and hang out with some beautiful, inspired, creative, high-minded people, to travel to the most beautiful places in the world. Who doesn't want to do that? To have inner peace, what a gift that would be, how that would change all the sleep issues in the world, right? People having inner peace, they would probably sleep better. Be spiritually enlightened, have wealth and abundance in our lives, and never worry again of living paycheck to paycheck or how we're going to get our next meal, right? How we're going to support ourselves in a debt slave system. All of that is gone. Own a lovely home, be happy in your relationships, do wonderful works that make a difference, that feel good, that satiate you and fill your soul with joy, right? Or receive community and global recognition for your talents. You have to dare to be great. We have to step into the greatness. We have to allow the greatness to emerge, and we have to recognize the smallness and the contracts, the contractual relationship we have with the serpent. But truly, what's most important for us to continue to unveil is that we have a contractual relationship with our egos. And that's a slice of mind that's the anomaly. That's the slice of mind that's aligned with the darkness, the illusion of this 3D matrix, right? The slithering, insidious nature of the infiltrations of the serpent into this realm to make us feel that we didn't have enough, to make us feel that we aren't enough. Listen to Terry Cole Whitaker. Listen to that message. Dare to be great. It's all about the power you have within, and we need to unveil that. We want to unlock that inside ourselves. And that's what my videos, I hope, will be and will continue to be for people, is to invite us into that greatness, to invite us into living that rich, inspired, authentic, creative, empowered, abundant, divine life, right? This is our time. This is our time. It's the time of Eden. It's the time of your power returning to you, your gifts, your own knowledge of your soul. That's Eden to me. That is Eden. And it's summoning all of us. And so this next quote from Dr. Terry, she is sharing some of her story. She says, "Diligently, I searched the archives of ancient wisdom, read about the lives of famous people, took classes on success motivation, associated with the most successful, intelligent, and famous people I could find, and applied what I was learning, applied what she was learning." That's powerful. With this remarkable knowledge, I am happy to say everything I have ever wanted has come to me, but not without daring, boldness, and enterprise on my part. Dr. Terry has left us a map. In all of her books, she has left some insights. I don't believe that we need gurus now. Personally, I don't believe that we need gurus, but I do seek inspiration, and we can find inspiration from a lot of different sources, especially if we'll use our discernment. So I love this image on the screen that goes with Dr. Terry's insights here about her own personal journey, searching the archives of ancient wisdom. She has searched and read through scrolls upon scrolls upon scrolls and brought the best of what she uncovered and discovered in them as close to the source as Terry could get. She always talked about that with me, that she got as close to the source. If she studied with somebody and it aligned with her values and beliefs and what she was seeking to know more about, she would find out who they studied with and then who they studied with and get as close to the source of the information as she could get. And ultimately, I'm sure she was seeking to get as close to the true source, God source, right, in her studies and in her findings. So I think this is a beautiful image and a beautiful message from Terry. The key here is not only did she search, not only did she quest, not only did she study using discernment, but she also applied what she was learning. A lot of people who go on the ascension path sometimes can become workshop junkies or retreat addicts, right? Where they go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to have the experience through somebody else. Again, my journey this year has been transforming into the messages coming through me, that there's an integration unfolding with my soul, my spirit soul, and my human self, right? That it's not outside myself anymore. I'm the one that has access to the infinite knowledge of the universe. I'm the one that has direct access to source. And I want to get as close to source as I can get, just like Terry did with her studies and her searches for the truth with a capital T. Quote number 3 from Dr. Terry from her book, Dare to Be Great, 7 Steps to Spiritual and Material Riches. She says, it takes a sort of bravery as we must rise above the opinions and criticisms of others, leave our mistakes and failures behind, push past our own fears and doubts, and face each of these challenges as a necessity and truly a blessing in disguise. With each victory, we become stronger, and in time, we become fearless and positive and can face any challenge with confidence. I experienced that with Dr. Terry. I felt that when we would meet to podcast and also just to have some conversations, there was this beautiful reflection between the two of us of being fearless, of being positive, of being soul seekers in the ways that we both are. We weren't the same person. We were both unique and distinct in how we expressed that, how we pursued that, how we honored that in ourselves, and the things that we discovered. We had a distinction between the two of us, just like any two people in the world, right? But there was a heartbeat, there was a curiosity, there was a soul strength, there was a fearlessness and a boldness inside of us that I loved about Terry, and I still love about Terry. And that's why I'm bringing through more of these messages, because she is such a powerful messenger, having lived it a few decades longer than I ever did, and waking up earlier than I ever did when most of the world was not awake to this. She was a big messenger of these insights, that the power lives in you, that the bravery is in you, right? And that we have to rise above the opinions and criticisms of others, which means we have to break from the pack a bit. We have to allow ourselves the opportunity to try things on. Some will lead in some failures. Some will lead in things that don't work out, that don't pan out. But we have to push past those fears and the doubts. We have to appreciate the soul lessons that we extracted from that. And then, as Terry says, as we face each of these challenges that are a necessity and truly a blessing in disguise, we are victorious, like this being on the screen, right? There's so much color that lights up around us when we're in our power. When you strip away all that is false, when you strip away all the costumes that isn't true, and you learn the language, certainly of what Terry was teaching, and you can still find it on her YouTube channel. She speaks to you blessings, right? Greetings to you, divine spirit soul. She was always saying, you are perfect as you are. You are already you. You can't not be you. You can't not be connected to source. You cannot be divine. You are all of these things, she was telling us for years, for years. But I love how in her books, and I'm going to study some of her books now, she is really talking about it takes a bravery, especially in a world that's upside down and inside out right now, to rise above the opinions and criticisms of others, which may also come out in this holiday season. Oftentimes, that's when we gather with people we have a long history with, friends that we've known for a long time, family members that expect you to play a certain role, be a certain way, play the game, wear the costume that you're expected to wear, play your part in the predictable pattern. People who start to engage the kind of bravery that Dr. Terry talks about, that I'm talking about here, right, that push past our fears, we allow ourselves to be ourselves, even if that means being different at the holiday gathering, even if that means being quiet when we normally are outspoken, or being outspoken if we're normally quiet. There's something inside us, the divinity inside us that is who we've always been, wants to emerge beyond the costume you wear at traditional holiday gatherings. So this is a very powerful message from Dr. Terry. And I have one more quote from Dr. Terry, where she is saying, greatness means to be who you are, not perhaps who you think you are, but who you truly are, a spark of the divine. Since God, by definition, is the reservoir of absolute and limitless beauty, intelligence, love, bliss, opulence, strength, genius, and power, we, being made from God, since God is all there is, must possess those same qualities within us. As an apple seed possesses the potential to produce an entire tree, thousands and thousands of flowers and apples, plus who knows how many more seeds. In the same way, every person as part of God possesses enormous possibilities. We have it all. What we do with what we have determines the quality of our existence. This is a powerful message and insight that's timeless from Dr. Terry, that is so important for us to remember. Greatness is who we are. We have everything we need inside ourselves. Inside the apple seed inside us is your perfect divine blueprint. Right? As an apple seed possesses the potential to produce an entire tree, thousands and thousands of flowers and apples, plus who knows how many more seeds. In the same way, every person as part of God, we are the essence of God, possesses enormous possibilities. Do you see how different that is than the serpent's messages that have been droning on and that they've enslaved humanity to memorize the serpent's dictates? That you are in lack, you will always be a slave, you will never be good enough, you will never have enough, because God's creation, that he's letting us know about the Garden of Eden, letting us think that this is the real creation, while at the same time the serpent has undermined it and infiltrated it at every turn, so that people believe that this is God's true creation and that God wants lack for his sons and daughters. No, that nothing can be further from the truth. So I love how Terry says, since God, by definition, is the reservoir of absolute and limitless beauty, intelligence, love, bliss, opulence, strength, genius, and power, we, being made from God, since God is all there is, must possess those same qualities within us. Greatness is within us. It's who we are. It's the perfection of these apples on the tree. And interesting that she uses the metaphor of an apple seed and apple trees because we fell from grace from the garden. I just connected that dot. So the perfection of that is happening in real time for me right now. So we fell from grace because of an apple, because of a temptation. But what if the apple was never really this false story that the serpent usurped and perpetuated this whole time? What if we've been the perfect blueprint the whole time? We've just bought into the story that we are imperfect and that we are flawed. And then we accepted the ego to edge God out that the serpent has given to us. And look how many ways in present day, in modern day life, that God is edged out, right? That we dishonor the planet, that we dishonor ourselves, that we dishonor the perfection of our blueprint, our divine spark, that we don't know our greatness and we don't shine it because we've been told that you can never do that, or it never works out, or you just might fail. And the serpent loves to have so many stories of people's failures. We hear a lot more about failures and violence and terrible things on the news than the great things that are actually happening every single day, but all over the world. It must infiltrate our every thought and make us believe that our world is crazy and disharmonious and disconnected and discordant and divided. This is not the truth. Humanity wants to live its perfection. We know we are from perfection. We are a seed of God, and therefore we are made perfectly. We are made perfectly, and greatness of this nature lives inside us. So I love these messages from Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker. I'll continue to bring her messages into my messages because they are timeless teachings, and I believe they are very relevant for these times. Okay, so here we are. We're going to review a little bit more of Joseph Campbell's version of the hero's journey. And you'll hear in my language that I'm starting to distinguish. It's not my true version. It's Joseph Campbell's version. But it's provided a template, a launching pad to also explore the heroine's journey. And then from the heroine's journey and the hero's journey to really explore what the ascension hero's journey is. What is that? How are we transforming each of these stages? Like many of you who listen to the Justy Renson podcast, we've done the first one. We talk about what she saw for the goddess, right? What she saw for the heroine's journey was not at all what Joseph Campbell depicted in the hero's journey. I think there are universal truths in both of what they're saying. And then all I'm seeking to do is expand those visions into a more divine story of humanity, into an ascension story of humanity, into a higher timeline version of humanity, which is the truth. How about the garden's version of the hero, right? That's what I'm talking about. The ascension hero's journey back to the garden. That's what I'm talking. And once we arrive fully in the garden and we know we're fully back and have made the return, we should be writing the hero's journey in the garden, right? The divine sparks journey, embracing garden life. This will, continue to unfold more and more and more because we are seeds of the divine, of infinite potential, and we will always continue to uncover more of the truth of who we really are. And parables like the hero's journey and the heroine's journey and the ascension journey and the garden's journey, all of these journeys will continue to evolve as the human spirit that is housing infinite spirit souls continue to evolve. So we should expect that the stories will continue to evolve. But we can take bits and pieces that help bridge the language from one stage or one parable into the next parable, into the next parable, that can support us in the most authentic way in our journeys of evolution. So just to review, change, because we're all going through a big period of epic change, it can be broken into this acronym. This was not mine. This was something I had found on the web. But C can stand for compassion, H for healing, A for awareness, N for nurture, G for growth, and E for empowerment. There's a lot of energy in the acronym of change that's on the slide. I welcome you to come back and spend a little time and marinate in what that means. I've talked about that in some of the other videos when we've been talking about the hero's journey. And then I want to just spotlight again that the hero's journey is a universal story structure that has been present in various cultures for centuries. It was popularized by Joseph Campbell in his book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces. He didn't invent the hero's journey. He just popularized it with a parable that he broke down into 3 distinct stages. One is initiation, one is the journey, and one is the return. And when we are talking about the road back, we are in the final stage of those 3 stages of Joseph Campbell's identified stages, and it is called the road back. We're going to be talking more about this today. So to quickly review Joseph Campbell's 12 stages of the hero's journey, he has number 1, the ordinary world. Number 2, the call to adventure. Number 3, refusal of the call. Number 4, meeting the mentor. 5, crossing the threshold. 6, tests allies and enemies. 7, approach to the inmost cave. 8, the ordeal. 9, the reward, seizing the sword. 10, the road back. 11, the resurrection. And 12, return with the elixir. Okay, we have already covered stages 1 through 9. We're going to be talking about the road back, where the hero begins their journey back to the ordinary world with a newfound perspective or power. This is that coming round in the story arc. Here we are in the story arc of 2024, coming round to the end of the year. We're in quarter 4, 2024. A lot more changes expected in this next month throughout this holiday season. Okay, and then this new story arc of 2025. 2025 is going to have its own story arc for the, collective hero's journey that we're all traveling as residents on planet Earth. There are story arcs all over the place, and then we have our own personal ascension hero story arc, is what I would say. But in any case, we are reviewing Joseph Campbell's stage 10, the road back, where the hero begins their journey back to the ordinary world, often bringing with them a newfound perspective or power. So let's talk about that a little more. When I did a Brave search, Joseph Campbell's Return Odyssey, this is what it said. Based on the provided search results, here's a comprehensive answer about Joseph Campbell's concept of the road back in the context of his work and mythology on the hero's journey. The concept of the road back in Joseph Campbell's book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces, he describes the hero's journey as a monomyth, a universal pattern found across cultures and mythologies. The journey consists of 3 stages, which we've just reviewed: separation, initiation, and the return. The return stage, also referred to as the road back, is a crucial part of the hero's journey. So during this stage of the road back, the hero returns to their ordinary world, bringing with them the wisdom, power, and insights gained from their transformative experiences in the special world, the supernatural or otherworldly realm. The road back is marked by a series of challenges, tests, and ordeals as the hero must reintegrate their newfound understanding into their everyday life. It's like another level of an epic ordeal. They've already faced an ordeal. They've already faced some test allies and enemies. They've already approached that inmost cave. They've already been tested and they've already gone through a lot of trials and they've already faced some significant challenges. But that was all to prepare them for even greater challenges that sometimes happen in the road back. And so, some key aspects of the road back: re-entry into the ordinary world. The hero must readjust to their familiar surroundings, often facing resistance or skepticism from others who do not understand their experiences. Let me just pause for a moment and say quickly that my partner worked in the prison system for over 20 years as a clinical psychologist. We have the film Freeing an Incarcerated World, where many men who went on a hero's journey and attended some of her classes had this experience where their lives were transformed. Well, imagine going through this profound experience that you enter prison, never expecting to be in a class like this, never expecting to do this work and have this kind of transformation. And then what happens? There is a release date. There is a time to go from this cocoon, this basically environment where they could focus all day, every day on their own personal growth. One of the guys in our film trailer actually says, I had to go to prison to become free. It was in prison that he accessed this material, these teachings, these insights, and applied them, applied his own learning. And then these men had to re-enter their familiar surroundings. They had to re-enter their ordinary world. They had to go back to their families. They had to face sometimes resistance or skepticism that they had actually changed. People around them, their friends and loved ones, could not understand this new version of the person standing in front of them. That is a great example of the hero's journey and something that we depict in our film trailer. You can see it on YouTube. You can find it on frequencywriter.com. It's one of the few things that's still on my website there, frequencywriter.com presently. You can watch the film trailer and you can even read about the film that was made and see more pictures of some of the people who talked about their experiences of transformation and then their re-entry into the ordinary world. Okay, so that's a huge example. Number 2, sharing the boon. The hero must decide how to share their newfound wisdom, power, or insights with others, potentially leading to positive change in their community, right? This energy, this elixir, this new power, this new expansive soul sight is too big and too wonderful not to share it. They're almost compelled to go out and be the change makers. That also happened with many of the men that I also met in the making of our film, who are wonderful beings who went out to change the world. One of the guys, I think his quote was that he used to be a hopeless dope dealer, and now he's a dopeless hope dealer, right? So beautiful, so beautiful. He wanted to come out of prison to re-enter the ordinary world and be a change maker and share the boon of what he had learned to help inspire others to go on the journey themselves, right? And number 3, integration and transformation. The hero must integrate their experiences into their daily life, undergoing a process of personal transformation, which may involve changes in their relationships, values, or worldview. This is a big stage because when you are now much more expanded, you're not playing games in the contraction. You're not believing yourself not enough. You're not believing in the lack and scarcity that this 3D ordinary world wants to teach you, give you an education about, or smack you into compliance, right? Something happens when you're this really bright light and you're bringing your experiences into your daily life to truly become all of you. But going back to this in that hallmark aspect of the road back in this third point we're making here, integration transformation, sometimes it can be fabulous. Sometimes people do celebrate and say, wow, what a changed person. They're wonderful. They are so helpful. They're so compassionate now. They're so kind. They're so giving. Whatever these qualities are that people recognize as change in the hero that's returning, right? But also the hero must integrate that and know that as who they are. Sometimes those relationships can grow and evolve and integrate the changes over time. And sometimes those relationships cannot accept that. They reject it for one reason or another. And that hero is tested yet again when people can't embrace the new version of who they really are, which in truth, many times is a much better version of who they are, much more authentic version of who they are. And yet when the world around them can't embrace it, sometimes people have to go on another hero's journey, and they have to decide, am I going to reject what I've learned and who I've evolved to become, or am I going to embrace it and honor it and be authentic about it? And I recognize that some relationships or other connections that I have may fall away. Big part of the road back, big part of the road back. In conclusion, the road back is a vital stage in Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, where the hero reintegrates their transformative experiences into their everyday life, sharing their newfound wisdom and insights with others. This concept has had a profound impact on various artistic and cultural works, as well as personal stories inspiring individuals to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and growth. So here are just a few questions that I invite you to reflect on. What does the road back look like in your journey? What does it look like? How is the call to return to the garden, if the garden means your greatness, your divinity, your light in true, authentic self-expression and embodiment? How is that call to return to the garden of all of that manifesting through you? That's a really beautiful question, and something I myself am going to be marinating in for the next week or two. What is a next step or choice that you can make to move forward with enthusiasm that closes the inner and perhaps outer gaps between you and divine source? What's a next step? Just one. What is a next step to move forward with enthusiasm to close the gap, an inner or outer gap between you and source? What's a next step or a choice? In what ways does your ego try to interfere or activate your inner critic that Eden is just not possible in your life, this lifetime, or ever, right? The serpent, and certainly the ego that serves the serpent, would like to whisper into your ear, into your inner thoughts and feelings, that this realm of divine perfection and joy and bliss all the time just is not possible, that following your bliss is somehow this never-ending cycle that you actually never arrive. In what ways does your ego try to interfere or activate your inner critic or those lower vibrational thoughts and feelings that Eden is not possible in your life? Not for you, not this world, not this matrix, right? In what ways does it try to interfere and get you on the lower timeline just entertaining that thought? Can you find your courage to see the ego for what it is, a servant of the serpent's games, tricks, manipulations, and entrapments? Can you find some inner courage to see it for what it is? Remember, Terry was always talking about that mind is the greatest bioterrorist weapon ever invented. And she was talking about that false copy mind. She's talking about the ego mind, not divine mind. But in a usurped matrix, a lot of what Terry was saying makes total sense. So when we know that it's been usurped, when we know that it's a copy of the mind, but not the true divine mind, can you find your courage to see that copy mind, that fake ego, that servant to the serpent that the ego is, that whispers thoughts 24/7 and filters all of your perceptions? Can you find the courage to see it for what it is, that it's a servant of the serpent's games, tricks, manipulations, and entrapments, and all the things that bring you into lower vibrational states? Can you find the courage and the willingness to see it for what it is? The ego is trapped. The ego is trapped. You aren't. Your soul isn't. Your divine mind isn't. Your divine heart center isn't. It's your ego that's trapped. But that is what has taken over our experience and our filters in this realm. We have to wake up and see these things for what they are, and the ego lives inside us. We can't just point the finger at everybody else and say, they're the cause of all my problems. No, we all have this inside us. We have to clear it out. We have to see it. We need to have the courage to address it. You are made in the Creator's image. There is a perfect divine blueprint inside you awaiting your rediscovery. Just like what Terry was saying, greatness means being who you are, not perhaps who you think you are, who your ego thinks you are, but who you truly are, a spark of the divine. Terry, in my opinion, when I use Marie language of Terry's messages, was talking about the garden, who you really are, and your perfection as a creation of the Creator, right? We have this perfection, but we have to choose it. We have to cultivate it. We have to want to know about it again. And then we have to clear that ego out. So we're made in the Creator's image, and there is a perfect divine blueprint inside you awaiting your rediscovery. No matter your ego's thoughts about that right now, you have a perfect divine blueprint inside you, simply awaiting rediscovery and remembrance. And then the ascension hero in you is awakening to see the big picture and your place in it. And my question is, can you answer its call? Will you answer its call? Right? There's a road back to the garden calling all of us. It's calling to that ascension hero. Not everyone hears its call yet, but the call has been sent. The invitation is there. The ascension hero might just hear faint whisperings or big, loud voices and circumstances that you know you're called to this big picture, that you know you're called to the road back, that you know you're called to be a change maker in these ascension times. Very powerful messages, and I love this image. It just speaks to that greenness, the colors on the screen of the garden. I can imagine fruit trees of every kind producing more than humanity and the whole world needs, all sentient life. Everything that we need is provided in the garden if we will just ascend to the vibrational frequency of the garden inside ourselves, which means we have to leave the ego behind. We have to clear it out. As we clear all of that out, a garden like this awaits us, just pristine beauty and perfection and the abundance of every kind of fruit and vegetable and seed that we could need. It's all in the garden, and the garden lives in us. It's in the Ascension Hero's journey, which is why I'm talking about it so much. So, okay, now I'm going to share about 12 soul songs that celebrate the holidays, that celebrate the Ascension Hero, that celebrate the road back, that celebrate having courage in these times. There's so much that comes alive in the songs as well to help fortify you in the journey. So with that said, let's have a listen to the first soul song called Warriors of Freedom.
Swords from stones we claim. Freedom was always within us. Just had to remember. Time to rise and soar.
Dream big, trust our core. Illusions played their hand. Now as warriors we stand, strength in our band.
We're breaking chains tonight, shining like the stars so bright. Through the shadows we fight, in the dark we'll light.
Echoes of the past call, rise above and never fall. Through the storms we will sail,
our spirit will not fail. Fire in our veins, breaking all these chains. With heart and soul aflame, we have everything to gain. We're breaking chains tonight, shining like the stars so bright. Through the shadows we fight, in the dark we'll light. Through the dark we'll light. In the dark we'll light.
echoes of the past call, rise above and never fall. Through the storms we will sail, our spirit will not fail.
Fire fire in our veins, breaking all these chains with heart and soul aflame. We have everything together. We're breaking chains tonight, shining like the stars so bright. Through the shadows we fight, in the dark we're light. Through the dark we're light. In the dark we're light.
Beautiful song, Warriors of Freedom. I like these lyrics. Swords from stones we claim. Freedom was always within us. Just had to remember. Time to rise and soar. Echoes of the past call. Rise above and never fall. Through the storms we will sail. Our spirit will never fail. And of course, we're breaking the chains tonight, shining like the stars so bright. That's us. That's us. We're breaking our chains. We're soaring past the 3D matrix's illusions. We witness the echoes of the past call, trying to trigger and activate our egos that are within us. And we have to recognize all of that is part of the false matrix. All of that is part of the false copy mind. All of that is part of what's not real. We want to pull the swords from the stones and claim our power. Freedom has always been within us. We need to set our sights on the garden and the great return, right? Very, very powerful. The next song that we're going to listen to is called The Hero Returns.
Long road back from hero's quest, battles fought and nights unrest. Found my strength through broken days. Now I'm here with wiser ways. Hear the call of purpose loud. No more fading in the crowd. Humility and strength I bear. Inspiration everywhere. Journey etched across my face. Every scar a sacred space. On this path I once again so
The Hero Returns is a more reflective song, more introspective song. I definitely know when I hear some of these lyrics, it reminds me of some of the stages of my own hero's journeys in the past. Long road back from the hero's quest, battles fought and nights unrest, found my strength through broken days. Now I'm here with wiser ways. Every step a story told, lessons learned as hearts unfold, giants faced and victories claimed. Through this wisdom, I'm renamed. Hear the call of purpose loud, no more fading in the crowd. Humility and strength I bear, inspiration everywhere. This so speaks to the length, the depth and breadth of our heroes' journeys, those story arcs that we've been on again and again. It also speaks to me of the long hero's journey since the garden, since the fall from grace. It has been a long, long road back from the hero's quest to return to the garden again, right? We've fought battles and there's been many nights of unrest this lifetime and others. We have found our strength in the things that have broken us at times or felt like they've broken us. And now here we are, much wiser, much more heart awakened and expanded. We faced the giants and victories have been claimed. And here we are now to hear the call of our purpose loud and clear. Such a powerful song. Okay, the next song is called Shine Through the Darkness.
Light pierces through the shadows, hope glowing from the inside. Hearts touched by gentle sparkles, dreams we no longer hide. Humanity gathers closely, hands joined in unity. The holidays bring magic, filled with serenity. Shine through the darkness, let your light set you free. Sparkles of possibility in this grand jubilee. Dreams of peace and balance collected in our souls. Together we make wishes for love that always flows. Harmony in every heartbeat, balance in every stride. Dreams turning into whispers as we walk side by side. Shine through the darkness, let your light set you free. Sparkles of possibility in this grand jubilee. Dreams of peace and balance collected in our souls. Together we make wishes for love that always flows. Harmony in every heartbeat, balance in every stride. Dreams turning into whispers as we walk side by side. Shine through the darkness, let your light set you free. Sparkles of possibility in this grand jubilee. Dreams of peace and balance collected in our souls. Together we make wishes for love that always flows. Oh, believe. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Such a beautiful song, Shine Through the Darkness. I love these lyrics. Light pierces through the shadows, hope glowing from the inside. Hearts touched by gentle sparkles, dreams we no longer hide. Shine through the darkness, let your light set you free. Sparkles of possibility in this grand jubilee. We are in a time of an epic jubilee where God is setting things right, clearing away the money handlers, clearing away the Babylonian usurpation of our words, of our money system, of everything. It's all being reset and reoriented. That I'll use my language back to the garden, back to the original time of creation. It's Eden time. It is so Eden time, and I hope people can tap into this, even though we're still in the in-between times. An old world is crumbling and washing away completely, and the new world, or the original timeline of God's creation, is ushering in. It's happening, and it is so beautiful. Okay, the next song is called Candlelit Dreams. Let's have a listen.
Candlelit dreams in the night we dance. With inspirations we take a chance. Flying beyond these old limitations. Never a ceiling, just grand illusions. Whispering truths in the wind so sweet. Time for the light to lift our feet. Embracing expansion, hearts open wide. On wings of dreams, let's soar and glide. Oh, we fly high, high, higher than sky. Breaking the chains we used to buy. No more illusion, only the real. In candlelit dreams we truly feel. Beyond the mountains we touch the stars. In this world we're making ours. Time to awaken and see the truth. Embrace the light, let go of you. Feel the breeze lift you to space. With love and hope we find our place. No more holding back, we're bold and free. Fly beyond what we could ever see. Oh, we fly high, high, higher than sky. Breaking the chains we used to buy. No more illusion, only the real. In candlelit dreams we truly feel. We fly high, higher than sky. Breaking the chains we used to buy. No more illusion, only the real. In candlelit dreams we truly feel.
I love that song, Candlelit Dreams. I love these particular lyrics. Candlelit dreams in the night we dance. With inspirations we take a chance. Flying beyond these old limitations. Never a ceiling, just grand illusions. Oh, we fly high, higher than the sky. Breaking the chains we used to buy. No more illusion, only the real. In candlelit dreams we truly feel. So beautiful. That one I really enjoy listening to for sure. Inviting us to expand beyond the limitations and the ceiling of the grand illusions, right? We can fly higher, higher than the sky, and really transport ourselves dimensionally into the God timeline. The next song is called Celestial Harvest, and it's a song about Terry Cole Whitaker and the seeds that she's planted in those apple trees for us to find our way back to our greatness.
Prosperity moving forward, stay the course. Enthusiasm lights the way pure and bright. Teachings generously given, we are source. Shining stars sparkle in the endless night. Terry Whitaker planted seeds of gold. Now the divine garden blooms in the sun. Wisdom's roots grow deep, old stories retold. Celestial harvest, the work's just begun. Celebrate the fruits of love we gather here. Every step we take dispels another fear. Like the hearts and minds near the skies this day. In the realm of dreams we will find our way. Embrace teachings, let them lift you higher. So compassion, kindness, and fertile ground. Fire of hope ignites an endless choir. Harmonies of life in echoes profound. Look to the stars with eyes wide open now. Infinite dreams cast upon the night's brow. Garden of moments blossoms endlessly. Universal truth sets our spirit free. Celebrate the fruits of love we gather here. Every step we take dispels another fear. Like the hearts and minds near the skies this day. In the realm of dreams we will find our way. Celebrate the fruits of love we gather here. Every step we take dispels another fear. Like the hearts and minds clear the skies this day. In the realm of dreams we will find our way. Celebrate the fruits of love we gather here. Every step we take dispels another fear. Like the hearts and minds clear the skies this day. In the realm of dreams we will find our way. We gather here. Embrace teachings, let them lift you higher. So compassion, kindness, and fertile ground. Fire of hope ignites an endless choir. Harmonies of life in echoes profound. Look to the stars with eyes wide open now.
Beautiful song, Celestial Harvest, honoring the work of Terry Whitaker and the many, many seeds she planted, seeds of gold. I love these lyrics. Prosperity moving forward, stay the course. Enthusiasm lights the way, pure and bright. Teachings generously given, we are source. Shining stars sparkle in the endless night. Terry Whitaker planted seeds of gold. Now the divine garden blooms in the sun. Wisdom's roots grow deep, old stories retold. Celestial harvest, the work's just begun. Celebrate the fruits of love we gather here. Every step we take dispels another fear. Light the hearts and minds, clear the skies this day. In the realm of dreams, we will find our way. We are finding our way. We are finding our way through the breadcrumbs, through the seeds, through teachings and sources of inspiration. But ultimately, the work of the Ascension Hero is our inner work. It's our inner story. It's that inner cleansing of the ego from our thought filters, from our feelings, from our reactions. It's an inner job. Transformation and ascension are an inner job. And yet it's also beautiful to have music and stories and parables and seeds of inspiration from other people who have walked their heroes' journeys to empower our own. Okay, the next song is called Gather Round.
Gather round the table, friends and kin. Laughter flowing, true stories begin. Hearts stirring, warm pies are baking brown. Journeys shared as the sun goes down. All are welcome at this simple feast. Love and joy never seem to cease. Be who you are under a new dawn, here where we all truly belong. Candles flicker in the evening glow, voices mingle in the undertow, memories woven like threads of gold, in this place where spirits unfold. All are welcome at this simple feast. Love and joy never seem to cease. Be who you are under a new dawn, here where we all truly belong. Truly belong. Candles flicker in the evening glow, voices mingle in the undertow, memories woven like threads of gold, in this place where spirits unfold. In this place where we hear its unfold. Hands held tight through thick and thin, hearts come together again and again. In the warmth of love we stand as one, celebrating life till the day is done. All are welcome at this simple feast. Love and joy never seem to cease. Be who you are under a new dawn, here where we all truly belong. Here where we all truly belong.
Beautiful song, Gather Round. Here are some of the lyrics that I love in this one. Gather round the table, friends and kin. Laughter flowing, true stories begin. Pots stirring, warm pies are baking brown. Journeys shared as the sun goes down. All are welcome at this simple feast. Love and joy never seem to cease. Be who you are under a new dawn, here where we all truly belong. That's a song, almost a celebration song. Imagine us in the garden, already home, already having made the grand return, singing a song or a song playing like this in the background. So beautiful. Yep, this is a song of returning to the garden. This is a song of the road back to where we truly belong. The next song is called Light of the Season. Let's have a listen.
Breaking through the dawn, in the stillness a new day is born. With every breath hope fills the air, smiling faces show they care. What I seek is seeking me, in shadow doubt I found the key. Future's bright and soul's delight, guided gently by morning light. Warmth of season all around, in the echoes joy is found. Hearts connect with love so rare, inspiration everywhere. Reaching heights beyond the skies, with God's love we will rise. Endless joys our souls inspire, setting dreams and hearts on fire. Maker's hand in every grace, in each journey find your place. Laughter echoes through the streets, hearts alight with kindness beats. Warmth of season all around, in the echoes joy is found. Hearts connect with love so rare, inspiration everywhere. Warmth of season all around, in the echoes joy is found.
Hearts connect with love so rare, inspiration everywhere. Warmth of season all around, in the echoes joy is found. Hearts connect with love so rare, inspiration everywhere. Maker's hand in every grace, in each journey find your place. Laughter echoes through the streets, hearts alight with kindness beats.
Beautiful song, Light of the Season, really inviting us to tune into the light of the season, the true light, your connection with Source, your creative life force, right? I love the chorus of the song. Warmth of season all around, in the echoes joy is found. Hearts connect with love so rare, inspiration everywhere, right? With God's love, we all rise. Endless joys our soul inspire, setting dreams and hearts on fire. We are reaching new heights. We are looking beyond the illusion. We are looking beyond the matrix's games. And yes, we can celebrate the light of the season, but for me, the light of the season is a bigger light of the season. It's the light of the great return. So beautiful. Okay, the next song is called Ascension Hero.
Trust yourself, live a life of greatness. Follow the breadcrumbs, trust your senses. Your sole purpose is to ignite. Step into the morning light. Ascension hero, rise and shine. Spark of light in a world divine. It's a new dawn, you must believe. In your heart the truth retrieve. Step forward, let your spirit fly. Every whisper, let your soul reply. Shake the shadows, let them fall. Answer to your inner call. Ascension hero, rise and shine. Spark of light in a world divine. It's a new dawn, you must believe. In your heart, the truth retrieve. Challenges fearlessly, in the quiet find serenity. Embrace the journey, stand up tall. You were born to break the fall. With every heartbeat find a way. Live your truth in every day. Light the path with love's embrace. You're the one to set the pace. Step forward, let your spirit fly. Every whisper, let your spirit fly. Each step forward, let your spirit fly. Every whisper, let your soul retrieve. In your heart, the truth retrieve. Each step forward, let your spirit fly. Every whisper, let your soul reply. Every whisper, let your soul reply. Let your soul reply. Shake the shadows and let them fall. Answer to your inner call. Face the challenges fearlessly. In the quiet find serenity. In the quiet find serenity. Embrace the journey, stand up tall. You were born to break the fall. You were born to break the fall. You were born to break the thrall. Face the challenges fearlessly. In the quiet find serenity. Embrace the journey, stand up tall. You were born to break the fall.
Okay, the Ascension Hero. I love this. Trust yourself, live a life of greatness. Follow the breadcrumbs, trust your senses. Your sole purpose is to ignite. Step into the morning light. Ascension hero, rise and shine, spark of light in a world divine. It's a new dawn, you must believe. In your heart, the truth retrieve. We are following breadcrumbs of truth with a capital T back to the garden. So we are called to step into the light, right? To be a spark of light in this world and to be those beings, those souls who believe, who know it's the time of the return, right? Just knowing that and putting your faith in that and finding truth of that, evidence of that truth in your daily life, being a seeker that God is calling his children back to the garden, right? And seeing what evidence you find of that. Very, very powerful to be a change maker, an instrument of the divine in this way. Okay, the next song is called Back to Eden. It's Eden time.
In the spark of dawn's light we see, adventure calls us to be free. Spirit whispers through the trees, back to the garden on bended knees. The ancient sound of rivers flow summons hearts, they start to glow. A calling deep within our bones, guiding us back to our home. It's Eden time, we hear the tune, close the gap beneath the moon. Unified with the source above, back to the garden where there's love. Mountains tall and valleys wide, calling forth in humble pride. Souls awaken, eyes are clear, the way is open, don't you fear. Every spirit, every heart feels the pull, it's just a start. Returning to the place we knew, in the garden, old and new. Close the gap beneath the moon, unified with the source above, back to the garden where there's love. Mountains tall and valleys wide, calling forth in humble pride. Souls awaken, eyes are clear, the way is open, don't you fear. Every spirit, every heart feels the pull, it's just the start. Returning to the place we knew, in the garden, old and new. Where there's love, where there's love, where there's love.
Beautiful song, Back to the Garden. You know, that's a big message that I've been bringing through for a long time about Adam and Eve and their tangoing with the serpent. And here we are in the spirit of the holidays and also called to connect with the light within us. And I love these lyrics. In the spark of dawn's light we see, adventure calls us to be free. The spirit whispers through the trees, back to the garden on bended knees. What I feel that means is back to the garden with humility, right? The ancient sound of rivers flow, summons hearts, they start to glow. A calling deep within our bones, guiding us back to our true home. It's Eden time, we hear the tune, close the gap beneath the moon, unified with the source above, back to the garden where there's love, where there's love. It all awaits us, and the journey there, at least for now in these times, is an inner journey. It's a vibrational journey. It's an ascension journey back to our heart centers, clearing out that ego, witnessing whenever it shows up and doing the work to clear it out so that eventually we don't have the reactions and the tethers to the 3D matrix at all. We find a special kind of sacred neutrality that comes from doing the work. Okay, there's 3 more songs. The next one is called Dreamer's Call.
What's new igniting your dreams? Your soul is calling you home. The garden is summoning your light. Only your soul sight can guide you there. Stay steady in the journey. A world is born anew. Source is here to guide you in love's eternal hue. Paths unknown but true to heart. Footsteps on this newfound chart. Whispers in the silence. Embrace the cosmic art. Stay steady in the journey. A world is born anew. Source is here to guide you in love's eternal hue. When the shadows cloud your sight, remember the stars shine bright. Hope's the beacon in the night, leading you to endless light. Stay steady in the journey. A world is born anew. Source is here to guide you in love's eternal hue. When the shadows cloud your sight, remember stars shine bright. Hope's the beacon in the night, leading you to endless light. Stay steady in the journey. A world is born anew. Source is here to guide you in love's eternal hue.
Beautiful messages, song messages in the Dreamer's Call. I love that energy of answering the Dreamer's Call, right? So here are the lyrics that I really tune into. What's new igniting your dreams? Your soul is calling you home. The garden is summoning your light. Only your soul sight can guide you there. Stay steady in the journey. A world is born anew. Source is here to guide you in love's eternal hue. Beautiful imagery, beautiful frequencies in some of those lyrics. And yeah, definitely something very empowering in the Dreamer's Call. The change makers, the artisans are being called. Their light is needed. Your light is needed. Okay, the next one is Color the Magic. This song, Color the Magic, is for week number 10 that I've been doing this. Let's have a listen.
Color the magic beyond ego's lies. See past the illusion, see your spirit rise. Beyond this 3D confusion, find your way. Embrace the grand moment, let your heart's color sway. Wake up to a new dawn with your soul's grace. Unveil the hidden magic, let it light your space. Choose to be that beacon shining ever bright. A world awaits your journey, step into the light. Oh, rise high, rise free where your spirit roams. Feel the power within, let it guide you home. Beyond every shadow there's a sky of blue. Your heart is set free when you say it's true. Oh, 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 oh. Break the chains of doubt, let your vision soar. Paint with every color, never ask for more. The universe awaits every dream you see. Become the shooting star in the galaxy. Let love be your compass, let joy be your guide. Dance upon the stardust with your arms open wide. No longer just existing, now you're alive. In this magic moment, let your spirit thrive. Oh, oh, oh. Your spirit roams. Feel the power within, let it guide you home. Beyond every shadow there's a sky of blue. Your heart is set free when you say it's true. When you say it's true.
Beautiful. I love those Color the Magic lyrics. I love these ones in particular. Let love be your compass, let joy be your guide. Dance upon the stardust with your arms open wide. No longer just existing, now you're alive. In this magic moment, let your spirit thrive. Rise high, rise free where your spirit roams. Feel the power within, let it guide you home. Beyond every shadow, there's a sky of blue. Your heart is set free when you say it's true, when you know the truth of who we are, where you came from, and where we are returning to. It's amazing how the smog of our lives begins to clear. And even if some old ego patterns show up in the form of other people in your life and your reactions, when you are awake to who you are, where you came from, and where we're returning to, there's some kind of magical power inside us. We find a divine empowerment to stand our ground, not play into the ego's games that serves the serpent's matrix. And we expand beyond those silly, illusory reactions, and we stand in our power, and we can choose how we wish to respond. These are important messages around the times of the holidays, because as beautiful as they can be, they also can be somewhat stressful for the unprepared. Okay, the next and last song is called Rise High and Free.
Color the magic beyond all illusions. Rise high beyond this 3D confusion. Your heart is set free if you choose it to be. A new world awaits your soul's embrace. Rise high and free under the endless sky. Let your spirit soar, never asking why. The power within you is mighty and true. Embrace the light and watch what you do. Throw back the shadows, step into the sun. Unchain your mind till the last battle is won. Believe in the strength that you know you possess. Let love be your guide and hope be your dress. Rise high and free under the endless sky. Let your spirit soar, never asking why. The power within you is mighty and true. Embrace the light and watch what you do. Throw back the shadows, step into the sun. Unchain your mind till the last battle is won. Believe in the strength that you know you possess. Let love be your guide and hope be your dress. Break open the cage of your ego's toil. Discover the beauty beneath the soil. Harmony sings with every step you take. Love leads the way with no mistake. Rise high and free under the endless sky. Let your spirit soar, never asking why. The power within you is mighty and true. Embrace the light and watch what you do. What you do. Embrace the light and watch what you do. Watch what you do. Ooh.
Okay, a great song to close out our soul song session right here and right now together. Rise high and free. I love these lyrics. Color the magic beyond all illusions. Rise high beyond this 3D confusion. Your heart is set free if you choose it to be. A new world awaits your soul's embrace. And then the chorus, rise high and free under the endless sky. Let your spirit soar, never asking why. The power within you is mighty and true. Embrace the light and watch what you do, right? Embrace the light and see what happens. Connect with your spirit and let yourself rise, right? I've said for years, together we rise. And this is a time of rising. And the next few years will be increasingly so. More of humanity will see that this is the trajectory. But those that see it early can engage the frequencies of rising high and free. So thank you for listening to the Soul Song session with me today. And the last message I have reflects back to whole iceberg living. We've been talking about the tip of the iceberg that most people know about their lives and not looking at the stuff beneath the surface. And we've been talking about many deeper understandings of that. And today I wanted to say that the hero's journey and the heroine's journey, when viewed together, tell a universal story of life in a separation experiment and the timeless soul quest to return to the garden. Right? We have been living those journeys since the fall from grace. While we incarnate again and again, and we play out many of the same themes and soul threads in different ways in the serpent's false matrix and theater, I do believe there is a bigger story unfolding inside each of us. I believe there is a timeless divine hero that lives within us all that never left the light and love of Source at all, or our divine essence. And that is who awaits us in the garden for a grand reunion. Who is my soul? Who am I really? That is who is awaiting divine reunion, but we can be doing that now. We can be calling that into our awareness now. The ascension hero is a broader understanding of the true journey, in my opinion, to return to our divine sparks and God's glorious creation that awaits our return. Source awaits our return. And that is through the breath, that is through this inner work to be more self-aware and soul-aware. That is being aware of our triggers and our tethers and the ways we get tangled still into the 3D matrix. We all have it. It's also awareness of doing some detoxes, clearing the stuff out of our lives and maybe out of our bodies that tether us to the 3D matrix, that keep our vibration low. It's really like a full mind, body, spirit review. We are reviewing all of this, and now is the time to maybe start taking the turn. As we close out, we'll have a couple more videos about the hero's journey in December. And then maybe in January and going forward, we'll talk about the Ascension Hero's journey, if I can marry these concepts and insights, but raise it up a few octaves to match what the true Ascension journey, in my opinion, is, and at least to provide some inspiration, a springboard of inspiration for your own Ascension journey back to the garden. So I want to thank everybody for listening and listening to the end. I invite you to join my Substack page at frequencywriter.substack.com. And I invite you to go to frequencywriter.com. You can listen to the film trailer I've mentioned before, Freeing an Incarcerated World. I talked about it in this conversation today. If you're seeking new blog posts or videos, you can find those at Color the Magic on YouTube and other social media platforms, and also on my Substack account. And I invite you to subscribe to this channel on YouTube and also to join my Substack and to share this video with people who could enjoy the music during the holiday season, someone who might be on the hero's journey and enjoy some soul songs about that. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for visiting with me today until the end. And I will see you again soon in December for some insights as we round out this year. We complete the story arc of 2024, and we look towards January of 2025 and the new energies supporting our ascension journeys flowing in. So I hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving if you celebrate that here in the United States with your friends and family and loved ones. So let's remember that together we rise, and I will see you again soon in December for more messages. Thank you, everyone. Blessings and happy holidays. Bye for now.